Deep beneath the surface of your skin, a quiet, invisible process is rewriting the future of your mobility, and you likely won't feel its true devastation until the damage is already done. For decades, modern medicine has viewed joint decay as a simple mechanical issue, a primitive story of wear and tear, like tires wearing thin on a car. But cutting-edge molecular biochemistry has shattered this outdated myth, revealing a far more sinister reality. Your cartilage is not simply wearing away from use. It is being actively, systematically dismantled by a hidden biological predator. It is a state of low-grade, continuous cellular warfare known as chronic, silent inflammation. An invisible fire that burns inside the joint capsule for years without causing a single patch of visible redness or swelling on the outside, while quietly liquefying the structural foundation of your knees, hips, and spine. This hidden cellular degradation changes everything we thought we knew about aging. When you feel that deep, persistent ache after a short walk, or that stiff, heavy sensation in your lower back when trying to stand up straight, you are not experiencing a lack of calcium or just a natural sign of getting older. You are feeling the physical wreckage left behind by an immune system that has lost its internal compass. In a healthy joint, the body maintains a flawless balance between cellular breakdown and cellular repair. But as we cross the threshold of 55, a profound biochemical shift occurs. The body begins to overproduce specialized, destructive proteins that mistake your healthy cartilage matrix for an enemy invader, launching a slow, agonizing siege that targets the very fibers that allow you to move without pain. Before we investigate the exact molecular mechanics of this hidden breakdown, take a brief moment to drop a comment below and tell us where you are watching from today. And please let us know, do you know someone who has been living with this kind of constant, unyielding joint stiffness? Or are you fighting this silent internal battle yourself? You would be deeply surprised to discover how many thousands of people are going through this exact same cellular ordeal in absolute silence, trapped in a body that feels heavier and more restrictive every single day. The true tragedy of this hidden epidemic is where most people go to look for a solution. When the discomfort becomes too loud to ignore, the standard medical routine is always the same. A quick prescription for high-dose ibuprofen, a recommendation for daily naproxen, or a scheduled series of invasive cortisone injections directly into the joint tissue. But here is the uncomfortable truth that the mainstream medical establishment rarely discusses. They profit deeply from your ongoing physical limitations. Synthetic anti-inflammatories and temporary steroid shots do absolutely nothing to extinguish the cellular fire. They simply cut the wires to the biological alarm system. They numb the nerves in your brain while the underlying inflammation continues to devour your cartilage tissue unchecked. Because a permanently healed joint does not generate recurring pharmaceutical revenue, the chronic pain industry generates over $327 billion every single year, meaning your total, long-term recovery is fundamentally incompatible with their business model. Even worse, clinical data now shows that relying on these temporary chemical masks can actually accelerate cartilage destruction and degrade your digestive lining, trapping you in a compounding cycle of dependency. To truly stop this invisible destruction, we must look at the precise forensic science of joint decay. Modern clinical trials have revealed that this silent destruction is driven by a phenomenon scientists call inflammaging, a systemic increase in inflammatory signaling molecules as we age. At the center of this attack are specific proteins known as cytokines, specifically TNF-alpha and interleukin-6. In a youthful body, these molecules are tightly controlled, but in later years, A master genetic switch inside your cells called NF-κB becomes chronically activated when this switch is left on. It forces your body to constantly produce these destructive cytokines. They flood the delicate joint capsule, acting like a microscopic acid that targets type 2 collagen and aggressively breaks down the extracellular matrix, stripping your bones of their natural, smooth cushioning and leaving them completely vulnerable to friction. The breakthrough in modern longevity medicine came when researchers realized that conventional treatments fail because they only attempt to block pain after the tissue is already damaged. To actually reverse this process, science proves we must intervene at the genetic and cellular level. We must systematically deactivate the master NF-κB switch to stop the production of destructive cytokines, while simultaneously delivering the exact structural components needed to repair the extracellular matrix. For centuries, traditional botanical medicines hinted at this capability, but only recently has advanced molecular imaging confirmed that certain natural compounds possess the precise geometric shape required to bind to and neutralize these specific inflammatory enzymes, without causing any toxic side effects to the rest of the body. The latest peer-reviewed research from top clinical institutions points to a highly specific, scientifically validated synergy of natural compounds capable of halting this silent destruction. It begins with an advanced premium turmeric extract, engineered for up to 10 times the bioavailability of standard spices, allowing it to successfully penetrate the joint capsule and directly inhibit the pathways of chronic inflammation. When this optimized botanical is combined with glucosamine sulfate and chondroitin sulfate, it provides the chondrocytes, your cartilage-producing cells, with the raw biological scaffolding needed to rebuild the degraded matrix, to fully extinguish the internal fire. Clinical studies highlight the critical addition of Boswellia serrata extract, a potent natural resin that blocks a separate, highly destructive enzyme known as 5-LOX, while the antioxidant properties of quercetin and bromelain work in perfect harmony to flush out toxic cellular debris and alleviate deep systemic swelling. Attempting to harvest all of these rare, clinically precise compounds individually, in their correct therapeutic dosages and highly absorbable forms, is an exhausting and nearly impossible task for the consumer. This exact, scientifically proven synergy has been meticulously brought together into a single, premium formula developed specifically for mature individuals fighting the exact type of silent, deep-seated joint inflammation we have uncovered today. It is a completely natural, comprehensive approach designed to down-regulate inflammatory pathways and nourish the joint environment from the inside out, helping you reclaim the smooth, effortless freedom of movement you deserve. If you want to explore this profound cellular science further and see how you can support your body's natural defenses, we have pinned a link in the very first comment below. It will take you directly to the exact, trusted formula we have been referencing throughout this investigation. Take a look, examine the clinical science for yourself, and discover how you can finally put out the fire within your joints.